We will talk about garlic, its health effects and health benefits, which are evidenced. Most important characteristic of garlic is it improves immune system function. Now let's define and let's explain how it happens. Garlic contains allicin. Allicin is main compound. Allicin has bad smell, and allicin has several health effects. First is it has antimicrobial effect. It's not only about against bacteria, but also against viruses and against fungi. So it has antifungal effect and antiviral effect. Allicin also has immune modulate effect. Immune system modulate effect means that sometimes it stimulates immune system and sometimes it decreases its activity. For example, it decreases proliferation and production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, and it increases anti-inflammatory cytokines. Examples of pro-inflammatory cytokines are interleukin 6 and tumor necrosis factor. They cause inflammation in the body. They cause symptoms. For example, if a person has common cold or flu and he has symptoms, it's because of inflammation, and inflammation happens because of pro-inflammatory cytokines such as interleukin 6 and tumor necrosis factor. And we also have anti-inflammatory cytokines such as interleukin 10, and garlic and allicin stimulate production of interleukin 10. What we know about improved immune system, what evidence we have about garlic? Most important evidence is study from 2012 with 144 participants, and these participants were divided into groups. One group intake placebo and another group intake garlic powder. They intake them around 3 months, and within these 3 months there was 41% less cases of common cold in garlic group. In placebo group there was much high number of common cold cases. So it highlights garlic effectiveness. And another important finding there was even if garlic group experience common cold or flu, the symptoms last around 3 days, while in group of placebo symptoms last around 7 days. That was important difference. It means that garlic improves not only occurrence of common cold and not only prevents common cold and flu, but also it decreases duration of the illness. It's very important. There is also several studies, almost same results, but also there is meta-analysis, but this meta-analysis says that there is no enough information to confirm that garlic is effective against common cold and flu. Now, allicin is unstable during cooking. It's important because if you want to intake garlic, it's better if you intake it raw because it's unstable during cooking. Also, another important and favorable intake way is supplements, garlic supplements. They are also effective. And when you're crushing garlic, it activates allicin. It's important also. So crushing garlic is okay, intake them raw is okay, supplements is okay, and cooking garlic is not okay. Now let's say about another health effects of garlic is cardiovascular health. There are several studies. According to them, it lowers cholesterol level, it lowers LDL, also known as bad cholesterol. It increases LDL or good cholesterol level. Also, it increases nitric oxide level, and nitric oxide dilates blood vessels and it lowers blood pressure. So garlic can lower blood pressure. but this evidence is not very strong. It's weak evidences and small sample groups and small studies, not large scale, and evidences are weak. Another health characteristic of important, which is also well known, of garlic is anti-cancer action. And why we know and why we say that it may have anti-cancer action, because there is several studies. According to them, people who intake garlic regularly, they have less gastric cancer and they have less colorectal cancer. So at least we know that garlic reduces the risk of gastrointestinal tract cancers. It's already important, but these evidences are not strong also because we have no cause and effect relationship. Well, we don't know just people who regularly eat garlic are people who eat healthy generally, or it because of garlic directly. So cause and effect relationship is not well defined, so we can say directly that garlic has anti-cancer effect. But we have several studies, laboratory studies, not in humans, but in laboratory, in tissues, that there is potential that Allicin has anti-cancer effect. It reduces growth of cancer cells and it causes apoptosis also in the cells. So it's really effective, but in laboratory. But in laboratory there is high dosage and high concentration, and in real life such concentration and such dosage are not achievable easily. So this anti-cancer action does not directly translate into anti-cancer action in real life. So laboratory studies are different, real life is different. And what is the optimal intake of garlic? It's 1 to 2 cloves if you intake them raw. If you intake as extract or powder, from 300 milligrams to 2 grams, usually safe. Generally it's considered as safe, but if you intake raw garlic, it can irritate gastric. It's important because for some people it's difficult because it irritates gastric. Garlic also has antioxidant effect, and there are some studies, small studies that, which says that it has effect against diabetes and enhance athletic performance also, and probiotic action. But such studies are very small and evidence is very weak, so we can say that garlic has such effects. It's possible, but maybe not likely because the evidences are very weak. Also, it's important that if person has gastric problem, if person has sensitive gastrointestinal tract, such as IBS, for example, irritable bowel syndrome, this garlic can worsen condition. Garlic can cause irritation, and also garlic has blood thinning property. It's important that you should be careful if you're intaking aspirin, for example, or other blood thinners, and you intake high amount of garlic. It can increase effect of aspirin, and potentially it can cause bleeding if person has, for example, gastric ulcer. Now let's say how to mask garlic smell, because for many people it's unfavorable. Eat apple or pear or spinach after eating garlic. The enzymes can affect sulfur compounds which has bad smell, and they can bind to them and they can neutralize. And same is true in case of dairy products such as whole milk, for example, yogurt, for example. So they can neutralize some degree garlic smell. That's all I wanted to say. To summarize our discussion, garlic potentially has anti-cancer action. It's very important. but potentially, because we have studies that it decreases risk of gastric and colorectal cancer, and potentially it improves immune system function. It modulates immune system function, potentially. These two are very important and more pronounced. Also, there is some important studies about cardiovascular health, but these evidences are weaker. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your watching. If you like my videos, please thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye for now.